Star Fox Zero. Remember that? Probably not, because you didn't have a Wii U, you fake fan. But if you don't remember, allow me to fill you in. Star Fox Zero was a game that a lot of people were really excited about, and it ended up disappointing a lot of those people. Some people will tell you it was terrible, and some people will tell you that it was fine and that it just relied a little too heavily on a weird control scheme, but I think pretty much everyone would agree that it wasn't the Star Fox game everyone was hoping for. And now Star Fox is in a very weird place. It's one of the classic Nintendo series, and there are still a lot of people out there who would love to play a new Star Fox game. But after the last attempt, the Star Fox series seems like a series that might not be getting another chance. It doesn't seem like it really knows what to be anymore, and even though people were very excited for Star Fox Zero, Star Fox is one of the last things on people's minds right now. Star Fox might not be coming back, and I think that would be a real shame. Hello all 2,280 of you, I'm Redkwan, and this is why Star Fox deserves another shot. So first of all, I should probably say that I've only ever played Star Fox Zero, and maybe you think that means that I don't know what I'm talking about, and to be fair, it probably does. But you know what I think? I think that if somebody whose only experience with Star Fox is Star Fox Zero thinks that Star Fox deserves another shot, then there's a good chance it actually does. Basically, I'm not just saying this because I'm still wrapped up in the nostalgia of the old games. Now, did I think Star Fox Zero was good? No, not really. I thought it was okay. I had a lot of the same complaints as other people did. It had a pretty unintuitive control scheme that tried way too hard to make the gamepad necessary. It was all on rail or in small little arena areas, which in 2016 seemed very limited, especially when you could see everything else off to the sides that you could get to, and it was just kind of, I believe the technical term is, wonky. The story and all the weird little things you do like hacking or whatever just didn't really feel natural to me. Maybe that's what Star Fox is, but something about it felt weird. But will all of these things added up to make Star Fox Zero a less than stellar experience, but more than the problems with the game itself, I thought it was disappointing because of how much it could have been. This felt like a Star Fox game that would have been on the GameCube. People would have thought it was alright at the time, but they would have said, it doesn't really hold up now. That's what it felt like I was playing. It was made in 2016 at the tail end of the Wii U's life, but it really has that forgotten GameCube game type of feel. And that's too bad, because I feel like people are going to blame the Star Fox concept or series for its current problems, and I don't think the problems with Star Fox itself really at all. I think the problem with Star Fox Zero was that it was made 10 years too late. The Star Fox idea still works, and there's plenty to do with it, but it can't be stuck in what Star Fox used to be. I realized that because of the long break between major Star Fox games, it was going to be hard to jump straight to a modern-day Star Fox, so it makes sense that Star Fox Zero wasn't what a 2016 Star Fox should have looked like. But again, I don't think that means Star Fox isn't a good series, or that it can't become a series that works in the modern day. So if Star Fox is a viable modern series, which I think it is, what exactly would that look like, and how can Nintendo actually make it happen? Well, I'll start off with what I think Star Fox should look like now, and why it would actually work. And I think the first thing that needs to happen is opening up the world massively. Star Fox Zero was incredibly contained. When you weren't going along a linear path, you were in very small little open arenas. I don't think that works anymore. The fun of flying a spaceship should be the freedom and fluidity of the controls and the ability to go to various places, and Star Fox Zero did not give you that at all. I think Star Fox still probably has to have some linear elements to work with the story and mission idea, but expanding it as much as they can and allowing for some free flight and exploration would go a huge way for that. I know that's sort of been Star Fox's thing, but clearly it didn't work for Star Fox Zero, and I really don't see it working at all anymore. Every series evolves with technology, and Star Fox didn't really get a chance to do it gradually. So while I agree that it'll be a big change, I still think this is the change it needs to make. Also, they need to make sure the controls are really good. Nintendo usually nails this, so I wouldn't be too concerned, but they didn't with Star Fox Zero, and with a game like this, it's a big deal to have fun and usable controls. And the thing with Star Fox is, I feel like it has so much potential. They could really take this stuff as far as they wanted. A game about animals and spaceships flying around and completing missions in a star system could be expanded just about as much as you want it to be, and I actually think Star Fox may be the Nintendo series that has the most potential, just because of all of these possibilities. I could give you mountains of ideas about things they could do, but then I'd sound like a nerd, which I'm not. I'm super cool. All I'll say is, imagine a mission where everybody gets captured and Fox has to escape this massive fleet of enemy ships by outrunning them and finding a place to hide, but this takes place over the whole planet, and Fox has to single-handedly fly out into space and explore the star system, and one by one break out the other members, like Slippy Toad, of course, by going to these different planets, which are their own full, pretty massive areas, and figuring out a way to break them out non-linearly. Sorry, I just said I wouldn't do this, but it's just so cool. Like me. Now, if Star Fox is a viable modern series, if it breaks away from what's held it back and makes some big leaps, what exactly can Nintendo do to give it this fair chance? I think to make the Star Fox series live up to its potential, Nintendo has to make a new Star Fox game soon and make it very ambitious. Nintendo can't iterate on Star Fox here. They have to make some big changes, like I mentioned, and try to skip over several consoles worth of improvements. It'll be difficult, but I think Nintendo can pull it off. I also think the story has to be pretty crazy and interesting. Obviously, Nintendo doesn't like to make the story a huge focus with their games. Well, I think that route would be best here. As long as the story is something that really catches people's attention, that's probably enough. And this is where I think the problem is. After Star Fox Zero, I don't think we're getting a new Star Fox game for a while, and there's a chance we don't ever. At this point, it looks like it's skipping the Switch, and I'd guess that it'll be another generation or two before we see Nintendo do something with it again. Star Fox still gets used for plenty of things, and Starlink used Star Fox pretty heavily, so maybe there's a better chance we get something soon than I'm giving it credit for, but to me it still seems unlikely. And if we don't get a new game for a while, Nintendo's gonna make the process of modernizing it even harder, as they fall farther and farther behind. If Nintendo waits much longer, I think the next Star Fox game will also have the feeling of being a game from a different time. Nintendo needs to make a bold new game, and I think they need to do it pretty soon, which they probably won't. Star Fox has so much potential, and I think it really deserves another shot, but I also think that it's a stretch that it'll get a fair shot, and if it doesn't, we'll be missing out on one of the Nintendo series with the most potential to be great. Well, I'm Redkwan. Do you think Star Fox has a ton of potential and deserves another shot? Do you care about Star Fox, or is this a weird series to be talking about right now? Do I even have the right to talk about this series after only playing Star Fox Zero? Yes, I do. I explained to you already why it actually makes it even better. I was just testing you. And you failed. Anyways, I'm Redkwan, thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all later. Goodbye.